Mom and dad's only daughter, do I make it proud? Writing my life in lyrics to your like sound. Seeking approval constantly. When it's my truth, I when I speak it, don't make sense now. Give it a cut, but that don't cut when they get hard. Stay on my job like no days off, so you can go home with that jump my bag. 'Cause I've been working all day. Can a nigga catch a break? Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter. I'ma make a better way. 'Cause I've been working all day. Can a nigga catch a break? Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter. I'ma make a better way. Hey, hey. Already got the world on me. Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter. I'ma make a better way. Hey, hey. Catch a break. Better way. Oh,
Oh, I like that song. Y'all like that? Did y'all like that song? I love that one. Oh, Lord, that was a good one. I like that. Better, not bitter. That's King Sis again, y'all. She be putting them out there. I like her. I'm feeling her music for real, for real. Good morning, good morning. I ain't gonna be here long, cause y'all know I got to go do what I do. And since they done stopped all the cash apps and the PayPals and shit like that, the girl ain't finna miss her dog. Ain't missing her stroke at all. But before I leave, I thought I'll come in and I got the rebuttal a little bit on the street life. The street gang gang. The street gang gang. Shabazz is straight gang gang. Y'all, I mean, he can put that shit down and have your ass trying to decide whether if you want to smoke a blunt or drink some weed. Because he gang gang. You say girl, I just be, it's just the program that I decided to go with, So all the stuff is being paid for by me. So I have to go and do what I do to keep the stream up and running, because they done shut down everybody who is coming out here and trying to entertain or act and do all of that shit. Switched up my glasses. Let motherfuckers know out here, Pap can work about 3, 4, 5, 6 of these motherfuckers. It don't matter what I wear. I understand though, most of their fight is symbolic. Ew. Undergraduate ass motherfuckers. They can only beef back with you with symbolical shit. And at the end of the day, I still crew. I still crew, girl. I still crew. I keep it funky. I keep it funky. I got talked about my dress wear. My Sunday, cause I dress down. And, my sweats and stuff like that. But baby, how you come over here and take a spin in the closet, or better yet, that the Fur Factory downtown Chicago, you might want to check those out. But see, I've outgrown those things. I can be comfortable now in who I am and not try to be so impressible. I don't even have to tell y'all who I can find on Wikipedia at all, because I ain't out here to impress nobody in that shape, form, or fashion. I don't give a damn who a person may know off of Wikipedia. Sounded like some immature ass bullshit. Grow up, because I've grown up. I am a young, growing lady. I still have more to grow, on. So I know when to cut it off about trying to impress others about my life. My life is just as, you know what, let me retract that. I've learned that simplifying your life and your lifestyle brings less measures of headaches. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to impress. You don't have to be outspoken all the damn time. You just don't have to do that. So the point that I am in my life, I choose to, stay back there. It's a lot safer back there. You don't have that peer pressure. It's because what's going on now, what you guys have seen this past weekend, is in my opinion, is a person that is going through a lot of peer pressure. Well, what will they think? Well, what will they say? Well, oh, if I don't fit in over here, how will I feel about myself? And things like that. So I'm going to have to keep saying it, and that's why I do say it, and that's why I, call people. It's not just one in general. It's quite a few, not just here on the YouTube. It's out in my real life. Stop fucking catfishing. Stop fucking catfishing. That's all you gotta do. Just stop it. That impressible ass shit, it doesn't look good. Impressible. We could, Shabazz doing some impressible shit. I mean, he is. And he is politically correct. Yeah. Because he's able to pull it off with his stories, about the gang, and align it with what's going on with Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. It's funny, I be in here cracking up when I be playing it right. I be like, dude, okay. But we gonna look at it from a female's point of view too, Shabazz. We gonna put some check and balance on this shit when it comes to street gang and niggas that's incarcerated, and this ain't about Mr. Kelly being incarcerated, but he is kind of the main character if we're gonna narrate it, since we aligning a lot of things with it. And she spoke about Joy and how she could possibly be moving. I tapped in a little bit on TBD last night, you guys. Saturday, was it Saturday? Yes. Saturday, I had way too much fun with you guys. Way too much fun. When I tell you guys that kinky drink kicked me on my ass, and I'm usually pretty strong, but it kicked me on my ass, y'all. I couldn't come on here to talk to y'all about nothing. I was ornery. I was the whole bitch mood yesterday. The whole bitch mood. Nobody talked to me. I went to work. I did not complete the whole fucking 8 hours because everything that was going on, the noise, the people talk, I didn't want to be bothered with it. None. So I left work and I came home. And I really kept trying to shake that shit. I had them guzzle down 4 bottles of water. You got 4 of these. I had 4 y'all. I was miserable yesterday, you guys. I ain't fucking with King. Well, I might finish off the other bottle some other time, but my agenda with the kinky was just to kind of sip it, and just have fun with you guys. Y'all, I had to guzzle down that whole goddamn bottle. I was fucked. I was discombobulated yesterday. You feel what I'm saying? I was discombobulated. Shut the fuck up. Don't touch me. Sit over there. Turn the TV off. Fuck this. I was annoyed, you guys. So I was like, you know what? The best thing to do when you get in that position like that, right? Go off to yourself. Just go to yourself. I gotta go get my eyebrows done, y'all. Look at that girl, crew. Bitch, crew today, y'all. And switch them up so they can talk about these other motherfucking glasses. And if these don't work, then I put the other motherfucking glasses on. Hey, Jason, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I like when Jason is here, y'all, because he be popping his questions in the chat, and he makes sure that you see him. I may not address them. Oh, wait, my candy stop. But I do. I see you, Jason. I see you, Jason, all the time, and I like that you are here. He's never disrespectful or anything. He just come in the chat and be chilling. Girl, I ain't messing with that 4 hour juicer no more. That's a wrap with that. I couldn't do that. That took up all my time. That took up too much time. But I did come on to have fun with you guys with the juicer thing. So I open the show with talking about being that person where you get a certain age and you still feel like you have to impress. You have to over empower with your analytical stories, with your dialogue and things like that. People are gonna like you and people are not gonna like you. It's just one thing for sure. We are living in a check and balance world. We really do. It's just up to you as an individual to find your space to be check and balanced in your life. The impressible shit at the age that I am in, I've learned that I ain't impressed by that shit. I've learned that, and a lot of you guys should have also, keep in mind, because we're still talking about the Shabazz series that's going on. I think he on series probably 20 or something, close to it, however, right? And he's aligning them up perfectly well with you. But as a female, I have to put the street check and balance on it. I understand where he's coming from. Am I impressed about the whole thing? Was it to not be expected of what he is saying, or it could have come from anybody? We're talking about a man that is incarcerated. We're talking about a man that, yes, was well known now to have left a female out here. So it's like he said, it's up to you guys whether if you believe his truth or not about his information coming from the Muslim guy, the ex-attorney that, was with Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly sometime before. He had got, with him as he was going through his things. Now, he did mention to everybody out here that is Mr. Kelly guilty? He implied that, yeah, he's guilty of some things. And some things, to me, in my opinion, that would be how he chose to carry on his personal lifestyle. That there, okay. If you want to morally think of it that way, fine. But then is he not guilty? He implied, well, he's not guilty due to the fact that he knows exactly what's going on and what put Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly in this situation. And because he feels, just like everybody else does out here, that he did not have his due process in the court of law. I'm going to take you guys over to another chat that's been going on for quite some time. I'm not sure if it's still live, but I wanted to go and read some of their comments over there. So that's where he kind of opened his show at to entice everybody. They got to get you over there, because he's getting me over there too, when I can. I don't just pop on him because he's on. It may take me 2-3 days to follow up and hear a lot of people dialogues in a different perspective. I'm not in no hurry. So listen to him this morning, and he talks about how how things may be operating behind the scene. That's what he talks about, right? Now, I want to touch on the fact that the street part of it first before we touch on the fact that, the savages and things were up inside Mr. Kelly's home, and, he was there, and how he had permission to be there, and things that people are not aware of because they were not screenshotted for the public to see. And that's that darn let me take my note on that, Shabazz, because I be having a lot of shit moving around in my goddamn head that's in my personal life, but he thinks that everyone, most of the people on these blogging channels are just not aware of how street and gang pretty much operates when it comes to a nigga being incarcerated and the female is still out on the street. I still gotta fix this one screen, keeps popping up. But wait a minute, let me write my little note because I don't want to miss on this one. I'm gonna need an answer to this one here, Shabazz, because you got me a little puzzle on that one. But just to write it down. Okay. And I'll put that there, Shabazz. Let me dot my I and cross my T, because sometimes that usually finish off the things that, you want to say. So, okay, you said that. So, he explained to, everybody how, these savages or so got into the apartment. That would be the second story that I am hearing about it. His will not be a first. There is another story that is out there, and I don't have time to dig it up to play it unless I saved it somewhere over there. But yeah, you can actually kind of hear it. I'm gonna put allegedly on it until I come back Saturday night to pop the whole video on it, where Daryl Johnson had those keys at some point in time as well as Mr. Kelly's phone, and been through it. At least that was his admission. Now I don't know if you want to debunk that so that we can try to get some truth out of that. I mean, in real time though, Shabazz, it's fucking irrelevant. It doesn't matter. They've been there. And you've been there, and God knows who else had been there and roamed through that man's damn apartment. So, but let's do the street gang. I like his analytical speak on the street gang and the incarceration and the females and what they would do and what the nigga would do in being incarcerated. That shit, I'm like, okay, all right, you gang. Now, first of all, let me put my disclaimer up. That doesn't mean that I've been incarcerated. we gonna leave that right there. What's my disclaimer? That I ain't never been, incarcerated. So, part of his story, if I can interject on it, if I can elaborate, if I can put my extended version on it. You're absolutely right about what a woman would do. Now, as far as the part where Mr. Kelly may have some involvement, or he may have set this plan up, by attaching these double D's and the triple C's on a person to have himself in a position to have a female be out there, to use other men as objects to help the other man that's incarcerated. It's a possibility. You're right. It's definitely a possibility. But like you said, it's still all aligned with how far, as you would like to call the female, a B. We gonna call her a Bia over here. B-I-H. They Bias. We gonna use that to keep it a little clean. You're right. It definitely, how far will the Bia go? Will she continue to hold that man down accordingly to his game? You understand? Because basically, I think, in my opinion, he's implying that let's not forget that Mr. Kelly is well capable of running gang. You know what I'm saying? He knows the game as well. Mr. Kelly has been out in the streets as well, right? So let's not put that under the rug and step on it. We're going to keep that afloat out here. So it does appear that he's implying that, that there's that part of Mr. Kelly that these, I'm going to call it instructions, the blueprints, was pretty much laid out for different people to do these different things, okay? Oh, I got to write another note, Shabazz. Hold on. I'll write that down because you spoke on that too. So, I'm going to throw this out here because we also cannot be blindsided of the fact that Joy wasn't this perfect female as well. This happened way before Mr. Kelly got incarcerated. We all heard it, where she had to sit down and was discussing things with her parents, and she opened up about why Mr. Kelly was angry with her or whatever and did not want to see her or talk to her for right now, and she was on a 2 weeks timeout, so let's call it a trial period with what's the guy named Damaris or whatever, which she said that was R. Kelly's good friend. So there's nothing to shy away from when it comes to Joy, knowing that Joy, you're right, a female may be tempting to do absurd, out of the relationship type things. But that's if Mr. Kelly was in a deep relationship with her from the beginning. She said it was her admission. She had slept with one of his friends or whatever. So I have to ask myself, though, Shabazz, with knowing that information, it's probably very unlikely that at that time Mr. Kelly already knew what he was probably dealing with. So yes, it's possible that she probably had to run her course back to gain his trust back. We've seen all of this shit where who came first as far as the visitation with Azrael and things like that. Yes. What's his name? Donis? I don't know the damn man name. So something like that, right? I don't even know how close to Donis and R. Kelly still may be or was or whatever. The fact is that she did come out and say that she had already slept with his friend. So you best to believe, consciously wise, some shit like that is still gonna sit in the rear of a nigga's head, pretty much, pretty much. So you're right, Mr. Kelly is a smart ass, when it comes to, in my opinion, the gang street thing with the women, and this or that, this or that, but so. Like I said, I think that he is, in this series here, he set it up where everybody has to expand your brain. You're going to have to stretch it out because he's dropping a whole bunch of shit on your brains right now. But when it comes to the gang part life of it, Shabazz, and let's just hypothetically say that, Lisa, not Lisa in the chat, it's just a random Lisa. Yeah, got a nigga that's got incarcerated. In the same way that the nigga has been incarcerated for quite some time, you right. It is very slim to none. I want to say, let's put a percent on it. It's probably about 30-40% of the women out that has a guy that's incarcerated will definitely, you're right, is going to go off to satisfy themselves. But being that the woman is free, right, and the guy is locked up, it's really left up to the woman on how far she will run the game. How far is she willing to help use what she has to take care of that nigga in the jail? Regardless of what he done written, regardless of what instructions he has put down, the woman is out. The woman is out. So one can only speculate that. I don't think that anybody can put any factual stamp on that. That's just my opinion of it. I don't give a fuck how in love a person may be, because that love, it's what they call postponed. We'll love each other when you come back. But see, but right now, I got to still hold me down too. And in some aspect in a female's mind, yes, I'm going to try to hold you down. And we all know how those phone calls go, Shabazz. You talk your shit on one end of the line, and I'm gonna talk my shit on the other end of the line. Now, whether if Joy is cold like that, cause I don't think that she might have, like you said, I can't quote you exactly, matured to that level of the real gang and understand it. One, because she's never been through it before. I don't think she ever had a guy that's been incarcerated. But for the most people that has had somebody, and I know quite a few of them, yeah, so like maybe 2 or 3 of them that used to fuck with that goddamn what's his fucking name in the green? What's that man name? The pimp in the green. I can't think his name. It's been so long ago. Fuck with him a long time ago. Madison. Around his church and shit. Yeah, I was real close to like 2, 3 of them. And yeah, he made those rules and he said those things, for his hoes. I can't even think of the damn man name because he wasn't even in the commentary. Do y'all know who I'm talking about? The pimp with all the green. Don Juan. Yeah, I used to rock with 2 of them, right? Don Juan, and I would be sitting there, Shabazz, and I'm listening to the rules, right? But see, me, I always have been a single bitch. A B. I have. I grew up knowing, and I used to holler at, the 2 females. No names on the show. And I'm listening to them and, oh, girl, I got to go do this and girl, I got to go do that. And you already know with Bishop Don Juan, it's more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I just so happen to have been close to like 2 of them. 2 of them, right? And I promise you, yeah, they heard what he said, but at the same time, they knew what type of nigga he was, and they knew that they wasn't the first or his last. But they knew how not to get out of order with him. So yes, they took care and did some of those things that was required for them to do off of Bishop Don Juan street shit. You gonna be there. You got to do this. Well, go with this one over here. Yeah, he ordered them up. And I promise you, before I got them and drop down, before I can get dressed, Don Juan to go over there and hit that motherfucking blue light, that club over there, that blue light club. I promise you, them motherfucking bills was doing what the fuck they want to do. They had all type of motherfucking niggas around them, buying them all motherfucking blue motherfuckers. Do you hear what I'm saying? So yes, at some point you're gonna have those females because the instructions or the rule has been laid out or whatever. The thing about it when it comes to a female, the gang, the street kind that done been around, know it all, like like old Pap over here, right? Bishop Don Juan, the way he thought he had them 2 Now, he ain't quite have them all like that. They just knew how to act when he started hollering through that bullhorn. Pretty much. One reason, because he tied up with the other bitches. So when these 2 bitches were tying up for us to get dressed, put stilettos on, and go kill it up over in the blue light, yeah, they did pretty much what the fuck they wanted to. They had Bishop Juan on motherfucking hold. They'll get back to him when they fucking feel like it, and then they took that ass whooping like motherfucking champs. But when it was time for them, blow that nigga off to go do what they wanted to do with the other niggas. Shit. And you know what, Shabazz? I used to sit there at that motherfucking bar with my legs crossed, cracking the fuck up. Cause Pap ain't never had a motherfucking gang street nigga tell her what the fuck to do. See, my daddy taught me that. I knew once I got my ass whooped by my dad for not closing that door when I was coming downstairs. That's how I got this, Shabazz. That's how I got I don't know what side it on. I was hard-headed than a motherfucker. And my dad used to say, close that door. But I recognized that he was a man, and I recognized that I ain't gonna listen to my daddy all the time, cause I was a hard head little bit. I came out the womb a hard head, be a beer. I did. I did, and then it got even worse, Shabazz, cause I had 5 fucking brothers behind me, so I knew a nigga couldn't tell me shit, cause they were coming. So what I'm saying is, cause right now I'm kind of doing what you doing, start off the story, then throw in some of my little anecdotes about my little personal freaking lifestyle. That's all I just did. You crew today. I crew today. Thank you, boo. Thank you, boo. So, you speak on that. And that's here, near, there. I just know that I didn't used to listen to my dad, and he's a man. That's all I'm saying. So, I knew that somewhere as I take my trail through life, that I was going to have a problem with men telling me what the fuck to do. I knew it. And I stand my ground to them. And because of my dad being the person who my dad was and calling all the shots over at the dice game, and I was little standing on that wall up in there, it wasn't a motherfucker up in there that could tell my dad what the fuck to do. My dad wanted to shake them up and trick the motherfucking dice on there to win, and the motherfucker on the wall started saying something, and all he had to do was fucking look, Shabazz. I think I got it from him, so I knew I'm a strong B.A. But that door came back and hit me in my head right here, though, Shabazz. My dad got slit. He put a spring on that motherfucking door, Shabazz. You imagine that shit? My dad got slit. Like, oh, you little badass little you don't want to listen to me? Yeah. So, I'm going to school one day. I left the door open, Shabazz. Yeah, now I'm bringing my little butt home after having some good time in the back of the playground, the hanging around the monkey bars and playing tricks on niggas. Not tricks by my tuna tat. Just fucking their head up with my motherfucking game that I kind of just naturally adapted. I just adapted to it. It just came here. But I come home, Shabazz, and I come through, and I'm happy I'm home, because we got to drop the backpacks right this time to get outside to see what's going on the block. Well, we had, I wasn't, I ain't had all day to play hopscotch, and I took some time to play jump rope, though. I love the fuck out of jump rope, though, Shabazz. Then after that, it's time for me to go hit my swim class, and then after that, I'm in the bowling league, so I got to go bowl, and after that, now I got to go hit the track field. Yeah, I was athletic, though. Kept myself busy that way, so that a person like me can be naive or get caught up in the bullshit that Bishop Don Juan was talking, to accumulate his hustle, father his hustle, by having so many females to do exactly what it is that he wanted them to do out there on the streets. But as I listen to you talk, that's kind of what you remind me of. Just a little bit. Not in the pimp style, but as the street talk gang style. So, I just kind of hear that. But that door, though, Shabazz, right there, my dad, that's how he got me back for not listening, I come through that door, and if I hit that first stair, Shabazz, that motherfucking door slang and fire. I was like, what the fuck? And the crazy thing, Shabazz, because I was such a badass, and I knew my dad did this. I wanted to fight my dad, but I couldn't, Shabazz. Because he came down, and he was, he just basically said, I got you. Are you okay, baby? Now stop being so damn bad. And I was like, Dad, I'm not being bad. It's just the fact that I fight back. I know I'm hard-headed, and you're a man. So I'm kind of setting myself in this position, and I know that I should be respecting what my dad said at all times, because that's my dad. But at the same time, I was looking at him like, because he's a man. And I already got it in my head. Ain't no man finna be doing this motherfucking bullshit to me. Period. Then I got 5 brothers behind me telling me don't let them do this. Don't let them do this. They, we grew up and they punching us and stuff. So I could take a punch, though, Shabazz. I didn't take a punch. But my dad hugged me, Shabazz. I had to have fucking like 8 fucking stitches over here. I was so bad, though, Shabazz, I did that shit again. My dad brought my brother a little dune buggy, little bike, right? I'm in here jealous like a bitch because I wanted a bike. I'm the baddest. I'm number 6. out of 10. I'm number 6. I got a few wimpies in my family, dog. You know, they got lost. I got one sister, Shabazz, couldn't even find her motherfucking way downtown Chicago on the fucking L. You know that's some fucked up shit. And the L right there. Get your ass on and take your ass downtown. She get lost. My dad had to go find her. That type of shit. So it's one of those in my family, too. But I jumped on that bike, Shabazz. Hard headed again. Hard head again. My dad said, you get off his bike. Don't you get on that bike. That's his bike. We gonna get you one. But I wanted that one. I wanted that one right there. Jumped on that damn bike. My brother was, all right, you get off my bike, Dad. She on my bike, Shabazz. I ran to the motherfucking handrail and whacked the other goddamn eyebrow. I had to have stitches over there. Just bad to the motherfucker. Oh, bad. And I always have carried myself that way where, nah. So, but back to your story. Because this is your story. And they're delightful. They are. You know, I'm eating this shit up over here like fucking cookies and cream right now. I ain't lying. And so is a whole bunch of other people out here. The only difference between me and these other people over here, some, like you say, are going to get it and some are not going to get it. And one reason is because, yes, you choosing to break it down. If you choose to run that whole fucking story and just make one goddamn episode, then yeah, a lot of more people probably will get it. But they're breaking it down. And what's going on in the mental of a lot of people out here, everybody's trying to recollect. Everybody's trying to jog it back. Just like I did. I had to jog back to, wait a minute. Well, I mean, Joy ain't really no fucking angel. And I'm not talking about Mr. Kelly's, I guess I'll call it significant others or all that shit. You know, whatever. Whatever they were to him. I took it back. I'm like, well, hell, you know, if you want to ask me, you know, yeah, as a man, I would have never picked her ass back up. One, because she cheated. But there's also that position to what caused her to cheat at that time. Maybe Mr. Robert Spencer Kelly wasn't really interested in her from the fucking beginning. So she had to press it, and press it, and press it, you know? And press it till she finally got with him. And that's their situation as it moved on. But if they had fallen in love, that's near here or there. Nobody would know that other than those two. Nobody would know that. And the picture that she paints out here, being with him, you know, coming out of the courtroom and walking, and she got her titty tots all in the air too with her polyester ass fucking white pants on. It is what the fuck it is, right? It is what the fuck it is. But you have made it appear that, you know, that there is some type of blueprint or so that is out here coming from a man, being that he knows the game and he has to work it and do what he do to try to survive. Over here, over there, over here, over there, over here, over there. At the same token, though, it was pretty much sounds as like it was pretty much aligned with what the government, you know, black and white papers are saying, that, oh my God, he is running some type of enterprise in some form of fashion. It's just kind of what it sounds like to me. Pretty much, not just you. There's a lot of bloggers or YouTube creators on the street that kind of speaks in that genre as well, to make it sound as if this man has run an enterprise, you know, and we all know that a person in an enterprise have substance and the height of being able to instruct and have people do certain different things to meet their advantage of living. So you spoke on that, in a sense, in your genuine way. You know, I don't play videos because I am not going to allow anybody to strike my channel. So what I say will not be verbatim of what you're saying, because you kind of need that. And like I say, I got 101 things going on up in my head in my personal life that, you know, day in and day out that we deal with. Like, it's almost 10 o'clock and I got to get ready to get the fuck up out of here. But you spoke on that. And I have to say that the way you detail it is absolutely true. It's true. However, there may be a female that has the guy that is incarcerated. And a female who is left out here will find means and ways to keep themselves afloat as well. See, a woman is genius just as well as the guy is. We are. We know that you can't pay my rent sitting up in there. We know that you can't fuck me while you up in there. And yes, our bodies do crave for it. That's some of God's mistake though. God did that. Yeah, man and woman. That's just the way it's supposed to be. Yes, there are numerous of women out here that can contain themselves for the 10 or the 15 or the 20 years that a person may get. There's some. We already know that the conversation thing is just out. You can just throw that in the garbage because you can be over in a Cracker Barrel somewhere and a guy come in, and we're always open for that. But do we draw the line as far as because I'm in love with the guy that's incarcerated that, no, I better not go nowhere and be fucking on another nigga because I'm in love with this nigga. But we also live by that street code that Shabazz, you ain't got to tell a motherfucking thing. That nigga in jail ain't never got to know it. Never got to know it. But you insinuated it, and it's obviously with Joy previous stories that she had already done shared. She ain't no motherfucking virgin or nothing like that anyway. She know how to get it anyway. And at that time, I think she had done got it without her tatas. I do. So you left it up to the people to whether to believe that, Joy Savage is actually down for her nigga, riding for her nigga. At this point, just me personally, and if I could speak for some other people, I would have to basically say, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck whether if she is out there or whatever, under whatever instructions or whatever to do what you got to do? Because you had to put it out there. You put all the goddamn watered down details out there. Because the Muslim man done told you and you put out there that she done already done sucked and did some things to get what she needs to get in some monetary gain for the other nigga, pretty much. People can contest that because you're going to have to. I ask myself, well, damn, nigga, was you there? What motherfucking position was she in? How many times did she bobble it? Did she stroke it first? Shabazz, how the fuck? But you went off to relate to the people out here something that someone else has passed to you. And this is what we do. So we'll pass along some other information. Yours just sounds so good because it is so well detailed up into your stories. Like I say, it's drawing me to it because you're telling a story. And sometimes, if it's in a book, I'm sorry, y'all, if it's in a book, and you got the music and things, the hypnotizers and Shabazz, I'll be over here like, really? What? Okay. But whether if this is an agenda or the instructions coming down from, let's just say, allegedly her man, because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Let's just say allegedly that is her man. You really have to ask people, though, Shabazz, like, really, what business is it of anybody of who the fucking cucumber that she went to eat for her nigga? You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, one thing for sure, two things for certain, though, Shabazz, as much gang and street talk that you do have. And like I said, it cracks me up. I love it because I'm used to it. I done heard it around the block a million times now. Maybe it's because of the age. You know what I'm saying? It just happens. And some of us, we just get it because it's naturally embedded in us, coming from Ye. Coming from a tater tot. You know what I'm saying? Coming from when you have resided in the hood, or coming from the fact that you have been around people that has been incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, your story, the detailing, I like it. It's fun, it's entertaining, and all that stuff. But then you lose the people, in my opinion, when you say, you can believe it or not, and your receipts is your voice. So I don't know. I don't know. And I'm doing this right here because I don't want to overspeak gang gang. I don't. I live by the code too, Shabazz. I have to die by the code too. But somewhere, I'm thinking, because you want to run with these stories and capture the audience and things like that, right? What do we do to sacrifice the code? There are some things that in your detailing story, whether they're true or not, that just doesn't need to be told. But somehow you're soaking over there in the excitement of telling the stories. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Somewhere I may sit here and think that, shit, you might be masturbating telling them motherfucking stories. I don't know. Because sometimes it's whatever stroke make you feel good. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. You're a man too. But let's get into, because you talked about the people that was in his home. And you had all rights to be in his home. But the people out here, all due respect, is just looking at the moral part of it. You went into the law part of it. You went into the law part of it. But we're looking into the moral part of it, knowing that the situation was bad with Azarel and Joy, or Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. You already know that there's no fucking way that Azarel could afford a motherfucking Trump Tower apartment or condo or whatever the fuck they were. Was her name on some paperwork that allowed her legally to come in and out of it? Probably so. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just speaking on the story like you do. But when you think of it in a financial and moral part of it, really didn't fucking matter whether her name was on it or fucking not. It was who was the person that was able to afford that motherfucker. That's really the head fucking nigga in charge. But you also, you undermined that. You didn't give a fuck. You really didn't give a fuck about it. And don't take my stories coming at you. I'm just telling my story like you on the gang motherfucking tip. That's all. That's all. So somewhere, us women or people in general may be sitting up here thinking, but that bill couldn't pay no motherfucking 3,100, because we're going to get into that 3,100 in a minute. Somewhere the respect still should have been there, knowing that, well, we know your name on here, but at the end of the day, that was Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly shit. And until I think that the people, I'm just saying, hear that, well, you actually had the permission to be in the nigga's home that made it possible for the bills to be up in there, then I think that your story is good as whitewashed out here. That's just the way that I see it. You didn't give a fuck because they have no ownership at all. Them motherfuckers couldn't pay that motherfucking 3,100, like you implied about the 3,100 out here on the YouTube streets. Now, which brings me into having a fucking problem, though, Shabazz, with that shit. So this is just my sum up on it. Whether if Mr. Kelly does have some ways of having people to do whatever it is that he needs to do to keep his head afloat, whether if it's VIA, his female, slobbing on a bar to make sure he got commissary or whatever, there's still only a little control, maybe 50% of control over that female. Because that female on the outside, up in the mind, is still going to remember, well, I'm fucking free. And as long as we can get away with whatever it is that we choose to do with our body or our mouth or with other people, doesn't have to be told. The nigga ain't never got to know. Does it make us unloyal to the nigga that we say that we love? Yeah, in a way. But what did you say? When you know that that nigga loves and she loves, when that motherfucker get out, you absolutely right. Yeah, come on back home, things will resume. Because we also know as a female not to get so attached to the outside, especially if we're waiting for the inside one to come back home. But yeah, we gon' doodle-a-doodle-a-doo, Shabazz. It's just the code of ethic of it. Keep on the low low. You keep that shit on the low low. That's it. Brings less animosity between everybody. You sleep that shit off, put that shit in the fucking worm. Shit, and like, well, the nigga might not want to come home. It's survival. It's survival too. You know that. You speak gang gang. You speak gang gang. Survival too. hmm But I'm have to agree with you on that. I don't think that Old Joy is at that level of the street gang gang. Like how you preach it and like how I'm listening, how I could preach it and teach it as well too. It's just that, you know. Grown folks' business. Grown folks' business. So, now that everybody knows and you have shared that and brought out more questions about whether what it is that Mr. Kelly may be doing or may not be doing to sacrifice, you know, up in that building over there, or what it is that Joy may be doing and Joy may not be doing to sacrifice, you know. You do sit up under the umbrella where everybody just is disobedient to the code that he did put out here. And shut the fuck up, basically. But nobody can do it because everybody wants their hand in the golden pot. Fucking leprechauns out here, Shabazz. When you agree? When you agree, it's fucking leprechauns. Everybody wants something. Everybody's got to sell something. Whether it's verbal or it's action. Everybody wants something. This man is not in a position where if he does go down, that he can't even go down by himself on that shit either. He can't come up by himself and he can't go down by himself. Motherfuckers is in the pot. And I'm not over here justifying or making it as clean for Mr. Kelly. It's not what I'm doing. I'm just telling the story. It's not what I'm doing. That shit is just, you know, everybody just got how well your fucking story would tell. Tell it with the nigga on the streets. I think that would be more appropriate and more of a man thing to do, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Would you want to be sitting up in there with a story being told about your fucking life? Some of it is based off of assumptions. Some of it is based off of your peer pressure on these people out here that you all better goddamn believe it because I was there. Can't make it believable when the only parts that you showed up to everybody about you being there was basically on camera. Camera is what is led to be of the truth. that truth off of your camera and everybody else's who done got pictures and videos out here is what give these people the assumptions of what has happened here, near, or there, periodically in and out of that man's life. But you still have that code, though, especially coming from the street. You know? It's like, shut the fuck up. The assumptions we're gonna, not just you, though, Shabazz. It's a lot of them out here. There's a whole lot of them out here. You're easing in the fact that oh my God, you know, with the, let's do the 3100 thing, because we're told something else. You know, we've listened to something else when it came to the defense or the money train. Let's just call it the money train. That was a good ass movie too, don't you think so, Shabazz? I like that Wesley Snipes in that motherfucking money train movie. It was a pretty good movie, but here, near, there. You know, we got a story out here that the 3100 was to help with some legal defense. I heard it, and I ain't deaf, Shabazz. I'm a eye or two a little short of looking at words, and they just so happen to be a little smaller than that, but that came with age. I'm not blind, though. I can see very fucking well. It's just the little words that I got to bring bigger to me, but ain't a goddamn thing wrong with my ears. And they said that the 3100 was for legal defense. But now we have to digest your story that the 3100 was basically probably, or probably, let's say probably, because I don't know, for her goddamn rent over there. And Mr. Kelly or other people have funny ways of working around people on getting. So you're right. You're right. Stories are being told differently, maybe to this person over here and that person over there and that person over there on how to move. How to move. Where is it coming from? That's a good. That's just the golden question that's just gonna sit out here. The golden goose question. Where exactly is it coming from? But when you tell your story, it's almost insinuated as if it was coming down the pipe through Mr. Kelly. Or somebody much closer to Mr. Kelly. Or whatever. You know? So that's the entanglement that is going on with the 3100. But trust me, I was the one. I did. Pay who rent? Pay who rent? And I say that because let me retract. I did say no. She gonna have to get a job. She gonna have to do something. And as I listen to you regurgitate that out, just a little bit aggressive, not in a mean way. It wasn't mean. It was aggressive. Okay. Then I listened to the other part of your story, and you sat there and said that, you know, you gotta go do what the fuck you gotta do so you can hold your nigga down. Or if you were instructed to be able to do something to hold your own or do this, right? So that's kind of basically, you know, aligns with me, and I don't know if anybody else has said it. Yeah, she gotta go do a job. Yeah, go make it do what it fucking do. Go make it do what it fucking do. Me personally, you know what I'm saying? I can't even say that, Shabazz. I can't even say that part, because that's motherfucking street code. One thing about fucking street code, it will restrict you from saying some of the things that you really want to say. But you got to put it in a wormhole, cover that bitch up, and keep it the fuck moving. Pretty much. Now, because I got to get ready to get the fuck up off of here, and I want to have a little fun with my chat room over here, because I want to run this one chat that's going on out there that I just looked up on, and I like reading their comments over there under their group thing. I ain't gonna fuck up off of here, so you can know that, you know, Pap don't get all entwined, twisted up in this shit like this to achieve no fucking headaches or nothing like that. Because there is some things as far as the street code that I can't say. I just don't want to say. Good morning, everybody in the chat. You talked about these awards, And I don't know. I don't know what to believe or not to believe on that. That you were the person, you were the hype at that moment when that we don't see, and that things were, the things that were in a box and this or that, and you spoke on how you felt that neither one of the Biabias should have had possession of his things. I can agree with you on that 100%. I do. I can agree with you on that. Some may not, because of the image that we had perceived out here. That after that fight, and the person, the Bia that you were supposed to have been protecting, and the reason why you were able to have access in his apartment, and you used Azrael. And we spoke on that earlier. I don't give a damn, because Azrael's name was on a piece of paper. Yes, it gives her authorization to be up in there. But if you think about it morally, they still one of the motherfucking head goddamn chiefs in charge. Ain't no fucking way. Because them motherfuckers can't afford that bitch by themselves, and you know that. You overlooked who was really the king of that fucking castle and how it was getting paid. You didn't give a damn about that. You needed your story. You needed this. But with the materials that was left up in that man's apartment, right? You said that you stepped up as a man. That's what you said. You stepped up as a man, and because you knew that neither one of the Biabias should have possession of those things, that you made sure that the security got his things and did what? In this era today, though, Shabazz, and we're talking about probably momentums, or like you say, the awards or this or that. Usually an apartment building doesn't take liability for other people's things, because you left that loophole open. So let's just hypothetically say that Mr. Kelly gets out tomorrow, and you know for a fact that that's your words, your admission, that the security, you left the things to security people at the Trump. So if he gets out and these things are not at the Trump, locked up by security, I guess, or whatever, who's liable for that? Is it you? Or is it the Trump Towers? I'm trying to think about that. Liability. Is it you? Because you said you took ownership to decide where it would go. And you were that man that stepped up to say that neither one of these Biabias was about to get this man's shit. Now, I'm just saying, if he gets out tomorrow, does that make you liable if the things are not there? Or does it make the Trump liable? I stretched it a little bit further. And I don't really think that the Trump will put themselves in a liability situation. I just don't see that. I can't fathom that one up. They're not to be held responsible for some shit that didn't come up out of an apartment. I just wouldn't think so. Now, if it done changed out here and they got contracts and stuff, in your lease or something somewhere saying that, due to an eviction, or due to a fight in the hallway, or due to if anybody wants us to watch your shit, just drop it off down here and we will watch it. We will cover the shit up to a liability in the amount of, let's say, about $10,000. Then who's paying on that fucking? It will turn into a policy, though, wouldn't it? I'm just asking for a friend. That's all. Just asking. Hey, Shabazz, I'm just asking for a friend. That's it, and that's all. I don't see it where they would take on that responsibility. I just don't. I don't see that. They will land themselves in a situation, that can haul their ass down in the courtroom too, on a liability case, or you. So once again, who would be held liable? Because if it was me and I was getting out, and you said that you left it down there to these people, I have to be perfectly honest. If the shit isn't there, I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I wants to see like you in court, cause I have to act. Who the fuck authorized you in the first place? Like I said, if we go morally about this, not by what the law, what the leaston said, cause Azrael's name is on there. So at some point, you have to give it just a little bit benefit of the doubt of why the people panties got into a bunch out here. Because at the end of the day, behind that door still was all Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's. That's all I'm saying. It didn't matter whether this goddamn girl's name was up on here and you know that she couldn't pay it. But now, here we are with a bunch of people, like you said, is out here reaching for this $3,100. Is it true or is it fact? Is it for the defense or was it for Joy's rent? She's got to have a roof over her head. Mr. Kelly, assumingly, has friends out here. And they should care for her goddamn welfare. Not only that, her parents claim to have fucking money. And if she is back with them, because I don't know, I'm just hypothetically speaking, she got other resources in the fucking public out here to be covering every goddamn expense that comes up under the umbrella of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. That's just my personal feelings. That's just my personal feelings. Had I know a Joy, or better yet, hell, the Kimberly girl was up there. Why the hell, Kimberly, they could go help house her. All those people that was close and they know each other of this or this or that, get the fuck out the public fucking pockets. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It just gonna keep creating some shit instead of targeting the public. Now, that's some wrong ass shit, though, Shabazz. You know that. That's a motherfucking water down that shit there. I'm just saying. But Kimberly was up there with the fight. Hell, go knock on Kimberly door. I need a place to stay for a minute. $3,100 for I mean, don't get me wrong, y'all. I'm not shitting or doing whatever. I'm just keeping the shit real. I'm keeping the shit real. That's just it. When did Joy become the fucking celebrity? Is all I'm saying. And I get it. Now, you did speak on the fact that, well, don't shit on her too fast, and or I guess help her, or this is just the way the game goes. But if we're gonna do this or shit on Joy, then you might as well shit on his kids. Different thing, bruh. Different motherfucking thing, and you know that, Shabazz. You know that's different. We talking about his blood now. You're talking about his blood. Total different fucking thing. There is no check and balance with that at all, and you know that. Now got all these people out here ain't gonna give a fuck about another fucking pussy. You know that. But now you talking about his blood kids, and you know these motherfuckers are gonna come if it comes to his kids. If his kids needed $3,100 to have this fucking roof over their head, they gonna come before it comes to keeping a goddamn pussy in the street. Are you out your You know better than that. You know that. So you tried to sit here and align that up? Nah, that's a no-go. That's a no-go. You know better than that. You talking about that man kids. And you know damn well ain't these people out here is not going to let anything, if they have the power to do so, to his children. And you know that. You know that because of his books. You know that because of his concerts. You know that because of his Q&A's, interviews. You know that. Who does he talk about the most? His kids. Not these goddamn women. Not these goddamn women. Women come a dime a dozen. You know better than that. But that's just part of the code. That's just me, though, Shabazz. That's just me. So, I'm going to wait for your next episode because they're delightful. I'm eating them up like crazy over here. Cookies and cream. Yeah, I am. I like to hear, the street talk sometimes. It just brings back old memories. Bring back old memories. I can relate to pretty much everything you say, but there's still that part of Papoose that just lives by the street code. Some things you can tell to water them down. And when situations occur, like this big situation right here with Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, some things you just got to bury in the wormhole. Pretty much it. Can't be so naive, so gullible to jump on the bandwagon. It's the bandwagon will cause you to be loose lip, rubber lip. I'll tell some things. But where I'm from, as bad as you want to be rubber lip about some things, you usually wait till the nigga's out. Don't hide behind the story and the man. A real man, a real man is going to be able to tell that story right alongside the nigga that you talk about, not behind his back. You'll be able to tell his story so that he can have time to interject in it, so that he can have time to give his opinion on what you're saying. And that sucks, because it's not just you. It's quite a few people that are out here doing it. So that tells me that none of these people have respect on the fucking street code anymore at all. Today, where I'm from now, they call them SAMPs. S-A-M-P. SAMPs. It's just short for samplers. I'm going to sample in this. I'm going to sample in that. I'm going to sample over here. I'm going to try to mix these motherfucking ingredients up. Hope it come out really big. Because if it's really, really big, the people are going to love it. And I'm going to make it taste so delicious to where we're going to keep coming back. Because I want more and I want more. Kind of like that crack story you talked about. Anyways, bring on the next episode. They're delightful, but there's just some things in there that, I understand why they're in there. You can't really tell a good, juicy story without some juicy details. And those juicy details, like you said, it's up to the people, whether if they believe it or not, And there's a little, like I said, a little bit that in there that I do believe it. You are telling the truth about how we can work it, or how he can work it, a man being incarcerated, and what the aftermath is, what the man, once he returns home. Sometimes that works, Shabazz. Sometimes it don't. Sometimes you will have those women that just fell out of love, and another motherfucking superhero that came along and swooped it up and doing it way better than the nigga that then left. Sometimes. Sometimes you do have those weak, fired ass men. You call them the weak, weak, which will strengthen what a female does on the outside. And if they're showing what they're doing in all aspect to appease or please their guy from the inside, it becomes our weakness, but it becomes their strength. As far as we know, when it comes to a man being incarcerated, sometimes they don't just have one hoe out here. You know just as well as I do that, especially if, hypothetically, there's visitation rights. You know that old another hoe can bring in a hoe with her. Next thing you know, he over there, now he got a whole different hoe, working from another different fucking angle that don't nobody even fucking know. They can lay down just like that too. Pretty much. This shit can play out on all different kind of angles, and not just yours. when it comes to being incarcerated and having a be out on the street. You know that. We'll play out all kind of damn ways. But I don't know. I don't know, Shabazz. We just out here just thirsty for the stories and enjoying the goddamn entertainment. At least I am. I am flabbergasted with your stories. They're funny. It's your stories. So, I don't know. Don't be angry with the people. Like you say, you're not. You say that you're not because everybody's going to live in this gullible ass world with the agree to disagree. You know, everybody's going to do that. So, I like how your tone changes at the end where it becomes very aggressive. And that's that demanding part where you want to force your belief out here. So, and I like that, aggressive. I'm going to tell it. I don't give a fuck whether y'all believe it or not. Because it happens in the story, in the books, all the time. It started off all so genuine and lovable and enticing and da-da-da, and the words become more aggressive and then the tone gets more aggressive. You know, especially in them fuck books, though. You know, Shabazz, in them fuck books, right? Because I read like one or two of them, right? And I promise you, I would put the book down. Oh, my Lord, he's pulling down the zipper. Lord, he's finna pin. Oh, and he bent her over the couch. Oh, my Jesus. And Shabazz, I used to be late for class. I couldn't stop reading this goddamn book. That shit was good. Oh, my Lord, she finally bust one. And all they live happily ever after. Then I'm crying, Shabazz. I'm just crying. I'm so in my damn feelings because I'm a woman. And, you know, we get a little bit emotional, right? And then we're sitting there wishing that, oh, I wish my life was like this. You know what I'm saying? And then some of us actually comes outside that book and then end up doing that life of that book. I'm just saying though, Shabazz. Oh, come on, you know you gotta laugh at that shit. That shit was funny. Now, I have had fun this morning. I enjoyed y'all. Let me get over here and show y'all this because I think that this domain had opened up some time ago. Yeah, but you know, hey, let Shabazz have his stories. And like you say, you guys believe what you want to believe. You're going to grab some of it, and some of it you're not. His comments are becoming more threadable. It is growing, is what I mean. His thread is growing over there. And people having so much to say. You know, well, I was thinking that. Or you the shit, Shabazz. Or you this. Oh, wow, you breaking it down. And you know, stuff like that. And sometimes when people do those comments, it has that intuition. It gives you like this intuition thing that you're doing the damn thing. Well, damn, they really like, they feeling this shit. I'm gonna kick out another one. You know what I'm saying? It's like sports. If you're sitting over on the Bears side, or if you're over on the Rams side over there, the more cheering that they hear, the more aggressive they gonna get in defense. Ain't that right, Shabazz? Ain't that right? Cause I'm over here, Shabazz, reading your shit with a pom-pom, mother red flag. Hold the fuck up, nigga. I'm over here, yeah, nigga, red flag. Hold the fuck up, pump the brake, rewind that motherfucking part. You're killing me. You're killing me over here. I'm over here. With the pin, blow the whistle. Blow the motherfucking whistle. Blow the whistle. Hold on, Shabazz. Hold on. I got one right straight on this shit here, though. But I'm going to have to send this one out to you. I'm going to have to send this one out to you. I am. They going to kill me, y'all. Because y'all know it ain't no play. It don't play. Wait a minute. Hold up. One of my favorites, too, though, Shabazz. They gonna get me. I've been getting a whole bunch of goddamn community ID strikes. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, Shabazz. Because at the end of the day, I got to go do this, Shabazz, before I be over here doing this. You feel what I'm saying? Because a bitch got to do what a bitch got to do to make it play and stay, nigga. We gonna have to make it play and listen. However, Shabazz, because I'm such a fucking lady, I'd rather do the right way. I'd rather do the right way. And had I not done it the right way, though, Shabazz, and all that money they grabbing over there, up under that Bishop Don Juan, I'm lying right now. It ain't never crossed my motherfucking mind. Cause I knew that I was gonna be some type of motherfucking boss on my own. I knew that I had a problem following niggas' goddamn requests. And what? Nigga, you better go sell your own motherfucking dick shit. Oh fuck. So I was just honoring though. Shabazz, I'm a Leo. What can I say? You know? Even though I don't even live up under that horoscope ass shit. Tell you the truth. I don't. I do not. I just don't. Hold on, Shabazz. Let me see if I can find you a song so I can take you on up out of here so I could go and read, you know. I just want to read some of the little things over here on the thing. That's all. Oh my God. Entertaining, huh, you guys? You're a Leo too, simply? That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Let me see. Shout out to Too Short. Y'all, I do not own the rights to this music, but this one here gonna have to go to, oh my God, they took it down. Oh, it's gone. Wow, wait a minute. Wow. Okay, it's saying that it is not. Oh, maybe it's the video. Hold on. Hold on. Well, I don't know where it's at, y'all. So, I ain't gonna waste no time on it. This goes to Shabazz here, then, y'all. We gonna blow in the whistle, Shabazz. Red flag somewhere. I don't know. No, Shabazz. But keep bringing them. They're entertaining. Blowing the whistle. Okay, so now, because that's that, and he's still breaking it down. Oh, shit. Let me get that off. Okay. Whew. You say, what's wrong with my audio? What's wrong? Something's wrong with the audio? Put them red flags up, y'all. That's right. Put the red flags up in the room. You know, some of it I can chew. You understand? Some of it I can chew and swallow. But then there's some that you know, technical file. There's a tech. There's a tech. There's a tech. So we need a sub. We're going to bring in another. Who's the next player? Bring the next player in the game. Bring the next player in the game, y'all. But then, listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. Entertainment, you guys. Okay, now, this here is some type of thread that went on. It's no different from, you know, what a lot of people, you know, has. It's choppy. Okay, what about now? What about now? You said that's a timeout? I'm trying to wait and see if you guys can see what I got up on the screen, so give me a minute. Give me a second. Give me a second. This is a domain that was created somewhere back 2017, 18, or something like that. I'm trying to wait. Let me see if it's on. Come on. It's moving slow. It's coming, you guys. It's coming. Oh, wait a minute. Let me do this. Oh, okay, there it is. I gotta hit that button. Okay, should be coming up. Okay, I'm good now. Thank you, ladies. So this here appears to be a domain. If you see yourself in this domain, you know, it is what it is, because I just kind of looked up on it. It's called the Lipstick Alley. Let me blow this up for you guys. I said blow this up. Look at that. So, and the purpose of this is just to show you guys, oh, that's too big, that, the talk of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly has been around everywhere, You can see it. What do I have it on? 175. Okay. So it's called the Lipstick Alley. Lipstick Alley. Get out of here. I don't know why I keep getting that blue screen coming up. It's something with my power shield. So I got to fix that. Okay, that may be too big. So let me come down just a little bit to get it on the screen. Okay. So, these are just different people who have some things to say. They are apparently agreeing to disagree on their page. And I just found some of them just a little interesting because it's no different, from people opinions to agree and disagree up under the umbrella of YouTube and the Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly situation, right? And this person here is a team owner, goes by the profile name Ruo. And I do this to say this, because the people that we're seeing up under the umbrella over here, day in and day out, they just might be over here in this domain as well, in this little agree to disagree chat forum. The forum over here, right? It says here with the keep in mind the Roar is the team owner. You got to have the permission or whatever. I don't know to get in it. They got their rules and everything up in here. So as you can see, the things that they have shared over here, and because the things that they share over here, I wasn't shocked, I don't say that, but when I think about the notation of how Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly news, spread it worldwide, other than the main media stream, right? And what I'm talking about is how you can go and look that there's other places that's doing this. And as I went through this thread here, I couldn't help but to notice that, they didn't have any information or any topics on the discussions about the defense funds or anything. And I used to ask these people hey, Judy, why is it only stuck here when it's probably 100 or so more forums and things going on? It's got some that choose not to elaborate on this situation on YouTube and because there are other places out here. But I just wanted to read you guys. This is Kimmy Cole said. It has been said that he was offered a plea and declined. I'm just pointing out how people has been talking about this situation for a long time. And this is just some people who has been saying some of the similar things of what the people under the umbrella of R. Kelly YouTube side is saying, it's similar discussions. So she says that, or him or she, I don't know, Kimmy, I would think it's a female. I don't know whether or not it is true, but one of the former associates had said, now, this one here is watching YouTube, has said that an interview on YouTube, I believe it was Con Hustle, a.k.a. Don Russell, who has said that he was offered a 3-year deal. Now, I'm going to reread that because I can tell you right off the bat that this person is, she runs with the hearsay. But she can't even write what she has heard correctly to make you, believe her. You know what I'm saying? I believe that it was Con Hustle, a.k.a. Don Russell, who had said he was offered a 3-year deal. Don't know if it's true or not because he is suspect. Allegations. I doubt if they want this Negro and they want him bad. That's somebody responding to her. I doubt if they, with the con hustle, because they want Negro, speaking of Mr. Kelly, bad. You know what I'm saying? So that was a reply to that. Let's do Jess Vibe. Kim Cole said, let's do Kim Cole again. She says, it sounds like the feds don't try many cases. They simply go to offering plea deals and blackmailing people into taking them. Please take note. The FBI passed on every single bit of these investigations and passed this over to the Homeland Security. So that will explain why you hearing this Homeland Security, Homeland Security, Homeland Security, and I can, agree to this one because I've heard certain blogger talk about the Homeland Security a lot, right? So, who appear to be going through the motions because of public pressure. However, there are 7 men on that jury. There is no way 7 men is going to vote to convict based on these fabricated statements and testimonies with no evidence, especially after hearing at least 2 of the so-called underage victims had lied about their ages and were involved in extortion. It only takes 1 juror to make it a hung juror. Now, this posting here came somewhere. I don't even know the date on here. I don't know her date, but we all saw that has changed, right? What because I go through this one, I keep this one here on my taskbar. I like to open it up to see what their current things, they have said. You done missed Courtney. We done did all of that. I got to go, girl. I got to go make money. They done shut everybody money down on the YouTube. People don't like to donate $1 or nothing like that. So now that I've sat here and not made $1, I'm finna go make some real money. I done entertain for free, okay? I got to go, and I was listening to Spitting Fire's commentary while I was hanging over a little bit, right? I'm a rebuttal on that too. And the fact Faith said that she is not a victim or survivor and chose to be involved with the ham saying that this is criminal, blah, 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 blah. And there's another one this one is from Jess Vibe said, rebuttaling off of Kimmy up top that they also put up a screenshot of ass. So, I just wanted to point this forum out to you guys in case that you want to pull it up and kind of go look at it. It is the forum coming off of the, Lipstick Alley, and that way you can kind of indulge into their agree and disagree in case these people over here may have, some different discussions or topics that you want to engage in as well. But they over there, y'all. C-Lim, they over there hard. But, that's just me. I'm always snooping around and finding different things. Jade Loves over there, whoever that is, Maverick69. They got some things to say. Oh, let me see what this video is. Let's see.
Thank you all so much for all of the awesome feedback that you guys have been giving me on my videos from the R. Kelly trial.
Oh, I remember her when she was making her videos. I haven't been to her page in a while.
However, I'll be going back to New York to watch more of the trial September 13th, 14th, and 15th. In the meantime, I've received lots of requests from you all to make a video explaining what a RICO charge is and why R. Kelly was charged with a RICO charge versus the other ways that he could have been charged, and also for me to pose some questions that I would have asked during the trial. So here we go. First, a RICO case is traditionally where we have an organization, a criminal organization that has a criminal purpose. So we see these historically with the mob, with gangs, with loan sharking rackets, all types of things. That's the traditional thing that we see them in, where it's an organization, a group of people, and they all serve, all of their actions go toward the main purpose of whatever the organization or enterprise is. So let's just say, in a traditional sense, let's just say a gang. So in dealing with a gang, the purpose of the gang would be to expand their gang territory, to get rid of the competition, or to get rid of like rival gangs, and to make money through narcotics or robberies, whatever it is. But that's the purpose of the enterprise. So in the R. Kelly case, the government is stating that R. Kelly's enterprise, the purpose of it was to promote his brand and his music, but also to recruit women, sometimes underage, to make pornography and sometimes child pornography. One of the issues that I see with the government trying to make the R. Kelly case fit into Rico is that R. Kelly's enterprise, the purpose of his enterprise is to promote his brand and his music, not to recruit women for sexual activities. So the purpose for his organization is promoting his brand and his music, and that in turn makes money for the enterprise. However, recruiting women and him making his homemade porn does not further the purpose of the enterprise because it doesn't make him any money. I believe that the government charged Mr. Kelly with a RICO because the case that they have with the damaged witnesses that they have is not strong. So in a traditional RICO case, the enterprise has a illegal purpose traditionally from the beginning and end. Now they may involve in some legitimate activities, and that, that can be used partly as a defense, but I've never seen it where the start of the organization was for legitimate, continues to have legitimate activity, and that was the purpose of the business. And personal things came in, and those became a part of the enterprise. So him recruiting, or his staff recruiting women, that
I don't know.
That's not in itself illegal. And recruiting underage girls, yes, that is. But just women in general, or making the sex tapes, that's not a crime, and that goes more to his personal life than to his business. I believe that they're tying it to his enterprise because he used his staff that he used for his actual business. He used those same staff members allegedly to recruit these young girls or these women. So I think that's the nexus that they're trying to use to tie it all together. Again, but him and his sexual behavior, that is personal. It has nothing to do with the business. So a lot of people are really curious to see if the jury is going to buy it, that his personal activities are tied to his enterprise or his organization in promoting his music. So there are, in any criminal case, especially with federal cases, you can charge them, let's just say, with numerous counts. In a traditional sense, you could say, okay, he's charged with kidnapping this young lady, assaulting this young lady, and so on and so forth. So there'll be multiple counts. But in this case, the government charged it as a RICO because there were a lot of different acts. But also, I believe that they charged it this way because if they charged it individually, just one count per person, the defense would win, because all of the witnesses that the government has are essentially damaged witnesses. So, and what I mean by damaged witnesses is that these are witnesses who have admittedly lied, who have changed their stories, who had some type of gain, financial gain or career gain that they wanted from Mr. Kelly that they did or did not receive. And then now that they aren't receiving those gains, now they're testifying against him. So when you have a group of uncredible witnesses, there's not much you can do. And so in this situation, they have numerous women and other people that were on his staff, all of them who are damaged witnesses. But in charging a RICO, they are trying to show that, hey, even though all these women are damaged and some of them may not be credible, they still have a similar storyline, and based on this storyline, we can prove that, you know, all of these actions were a part of the enterprise, again, because his staff members were heavily involved. There we go.
Okay,
So, in regards to some of the witnesses, I
it
think I
seems
got some
to appear
videos or
that
some
she
messages saying,
she was traveling back and forth as well to New York. Her name is Tamia Adams. Tamia Nia Adams or something right there. And she was also covering, I guess, the travel. Good morning, Trev. She was covering everything too. Traveling back and forth to New York as well. She used to sit over there and also read the transcripts and stuff like that. So if you're interested in following up on her, and I'm noticing on the forum that it says that they're not sure that she still do the R. Kelly situation. She doesn't cover it as much anymore. I don't know. I don't know. This one here in particular, I don't know, you guys. This one, I'm wondering if this is something from Javante Cunningham. I'm having a hard time to figure it out, but I do know that Javante Cunningham is one of the ladies that spoke out about the whole Aaliyah thing. You know what I'm saying? It's 10:45. Shout out to everybody that has donated to the channel. I appreciate it. I'm going to say this because then I got to get the hell up out of here, you guys. But the forum is really, really good. And if you want to go and, like I say, indulge yourself and hi, Chi-Town, and some agree to disagree with them over there, they have a whole big forum going on over here, and I like reading it. I'll never, get in the middle. I just like reading their agree to disagree over there. So that's all. It's on the forum of blah, 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 blah. Lipstick Alley. Lipstick Alley. They ain't over here under all this mess over here. So shout out to them having their own little thing going on over there. Now I want to jump to rebuttal. Love you more, girl. Love you more. I want to rebuttal to the Spitting Fire, because Spitting Fire did a live about the Cash Apps and the PayPals and things like that, and our black people, because it was something that was said that I heard that was so ingenuine, but I walked right over it. I slid through it like fucking oil. You say what the fuck you want to say, right? So she spoke on the fact of how our black people is usually the first people that will tear each other down. We're not supposed to pave the way, open the door for us to keep the money recycling between all of us, right? And it is terrible. It's terrible. We want to shut the door down over here for the black people to make $1 here or there, here, near, or there, right? $1, right? But we'll keep the doors open for your other people who you fight against every day, for them to make $1 a here or two or there. She did speak on some true facts over here, and I am a prime example of it today. I support Mr. Kelly, but at the end of the day, nobody knows what or who or how they're helping Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. You would have no idea. You can only just try to trust your heart, trust what you're thinking, right? And over here, we're always thinking the worst. We're always thinking just the worst, right? So I'm sitting here as a prime example, you guys. I had all opportunity to make my ass at work by 8:30, 9 o'clock, where my income literally would have been $51 a fucking hour. But I chose to come here. I fuck that. That's gone. I'm not finna make that right now. I'm gonna go make my regular. Because I came to, you know what, let me spend some time with them. But at the same time, this is exactly what Spitting Fire was talking about, right? We can support Mr. Kelly, but you also should support your channels that you like to go to. That's a fact. That is a fact. I do it and everybody do it. but you do it on your timing and what your heart has led you to do. That's a fact. But to shut down the channels, whether it to have you deciding, well, you know what, I'm not finna do this, I'm not finna support that, I'm not finna do this, I'm not finna do that, or whatever, because of other people forceful way of saying send everything. Why can't the channels be supported and Mr. Robert's Vesicali? Why not? It just doesn't make sense. YouTube opened up a big business and put all these little small offices out here. So support the freaking channels, not just mine. Support them all and support Mr. Robertson Vesicali. But it's wherever your heart may lead you to. But y'all have to keep in mind, sister girl over here, yeah, I got to go do the damn thing, because I also understand that sometimes this ain't real. This is just not real. You know, at the end of the day, it's going to be just for entertainment purpose only. But at the same time, the time is being sent. So you say send the link. I just close that out. I have to probably post it up. I don't know if one of the mods can run and get it for you, but I done clicked it out, and because I gotta go. I do have to go. I got like 20 minutes to make it do where I got to be at. I love y'all for supporting the channel. If you have not became a member yet, I encourage you to support me that way. And thank you, Ms. Brown. Thank you. I do. I support you guys too. I would like for you guys to support me that way. Not in a demanding way. Now, I got to go to work, get the headphones on. You know, at the same time, I talked about Shabazz narration over there. So it's only fair to put some shout out for his stories, because without his stories, I can't have a story to come out to rebuttal on, to agree to disagree, or, you know, or to put my opinions on, or whatever, you know, in a non-harmful way, you know, and that's just that. I can change it up, but you know, there's some other shit that just ain't gonna freaking change, and I stand on that shit. I am not to be made a fool of, or what's the word I want to use? You know, I am later, boo boo. Love you, T-Lane. Have a good day at work. I'm just not that person. I'm not that person. I don't know basically what the fuck I'm built for. It just comes. If you come, I'm coming. I don't know if it's sand. I don't know if it's concrete. I don't know, a mud. You gonna get the energy that you freaking give. And I've said it twice. I don't give a damn if it is subliminal. I don't give a damn. I do not. But I know that if I've done a commentary, and there's no difference from if I do my commentary, right, and let's just say I can go over here and I'm reading this or whatever, yes, the person may have their opinions, agree or disagree, right? But agreeing and disagreeing does not have to be symbolic as to whether you feel like talking about a bitch. You see what I'm saying? Because what you may think of me will be as far as a level of stupidity, I can think that as same way with you. There's some flaws that all of us are going to have. And hi Trish, I said that it will be laid to rest. Because the only way that these people are knowing how to hit me back is being in a detailed, symbolic feature goddamn way. Like I give a fuck about that shit. I'm not out here to impress anybody about who I know and how I know. But then I had that boy sit his butt over there because he wanted to undermine the business, right? Business is business. We all are born out here with some type of freaking business up under our umbrella, as well as Mr. Cali. As well as you're gonna do whatever, sell water, do whatever, and she, bye Lisa, honey, have a good day. And she got these goddamn leggings or whatever over there. A hustle is a hustle. Nike got fucking leggings that I done picked up for $85 fucking dollars. A hustle is a hustle. My goddamn One Papoose grind ain't going nowhere. It's for whatever and whoever chooses to visit that goddamn site over there. Go ahead and post my goddamn the Papoose grind up in the chat room for me, Maz, if you guys have it, or I don't know who's still here or not. And that's just the way life goes. But we're talking about someone who wanted to put ridicule out here on some things and doing the same damn thing. But that's the black mentality. That's just the black. This is the black shit. That's what they do. I'm gonna tear down yours, but I'm gonna keep mine, cause I'm doing the same thing. I'm gonna tear down yours, I'm gonna keep mine. Over there selling that weak ass fucking story about a goddamn Trevor. That shit cracks me the fuck up every time I hear it, y'all. Every time I hear it. Bye, y'all. Bye, y'all. Thanks. Shout out to everybody that visit my chat today. Don't forget to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscribe button. If you have not gotten your subscription over here, get over on the One Papoose channel as well and get your subscription over there. If you have not joined the membership over here, which helps supports the channel, I appreciate it if you do that, as well as I continue to indulge in whatever it is that I choose to do to bring you guys entertainment over here on the One Papoose channel, aka One Pap. Every single one of you guys have a beautiful day today, and I am out of this joint.
Pretty brown girl, her space. You can keep your bitter. I'ma make a better way. Hey, hey. Already got the world on me. Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter. I'ma make a better way. Hey, hey. Better way. Oh, Mom and Dad's only daughter.